My name is Chris, and I just found out I was going to be doing this earlier this afternoon, so I'm going to totally wing this and turn this into a wee bit of a physics lecture. I'm an engineering major or graduate, and this is the only thing I can really come up with on a short notice. Alright, so who here has anti-lock brakes on their car?
Everybody.
Should be most everyone. Now, do you guys know why it's important you have anti-lock brakes on your car?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. So some people. So they can call me out if they think I'm totally guessing this. Alright, so real quickly, the reason it's important is because it'll save you for various reasons, but first, real quick, I'm going to get into the physics of why it is the way it is. So, have you guys ever had to push something across like a floor like this that does not have wheels on it already? Now initially when you push, it's difficult, right? Once it starts moving, it's a lot easier, correct? So, there's two different types of friction. There's static friction, which is the friction while the device or table, we'll say, is not moving. And there is kinetic friction, which is the friction that happens once the table is moving. Kinetic friction has a lower value than static friction. Hence why, when it's moving, it slides much more easily. So this is happening with your wheels at the same time. When your wheels are rolling, all right, the wheel relative to the road, the way the wheel works, is not actually moving. So if you watch a single point on a wheel along a road, it's actually really interesting. The pattern it takes, so like for example, if you have a wheel and you're watching this point on the wheel the whole time as it's going down the road, it actually looks like this. All right? So as the wheel is rolling, this point is moving, but it is only in contact with the road at this one moment, and it's stationary relative to the road. And now this is important, because the wheel and the road are experiencing the static friction, which is the stronger type of friction. Now, what happens when you guys smash on your brakes and the wheels stop moving? Now the wheel is moving relative to the road, so instead of it looking like this, you're just getting two lines right on top of one another, and you're getting kinetic friction, which means your value between the road and your tire is now less. So the wheel has less of an ability to slow your car down. So that's the first part. So you are losing your resistance with the road. So you are now losing effective stopping power. All right? So what anti-lock brakes do is they stop your wheel from stopping. All right? So there's a computer mechanism in there, and it tells, or it knows, based on, I don't know exactly what, because again, I'm winging this, but it knows when your wheel stops moving, but your car is still going forward. So when it senses that the wheel has stopped moving, sorry, I keep looking up the board because I want to draw something so bad, but I'm not really sure what to draw. So I just end up not drawing anything. Okay? So the wheel needs to continue moving in order to increase that friction load between the wheel and the road so that you can continue to have your stopping force. And it does that. So it keeps your wheel turning little bits. That's why if you do smash on the brakes and you feel the brake pedal vibrating, that's the computer controlling the brakes on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, very, 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 very quickly. Faster than you can ever pump it with your foot yourself. So, that being said, when the car is sliding because you've locked up your wheels, you've also now lost your ability to turn left or right. Because the wheel is sliding, so even if you turn it, it doesn't really matter. It's still going to keep sliding forward because you've lost all that friction already and the wheel is just doing its own thing. So another important feature, whichever way you want to put it there, I apparently couldn't decide, was another wonderful feature is that when the wheel is turning, you regain the ability to actually turn your car left and right. So you regain that friction with the road because the wheel is moving, which allows your car not only to push you backwards and decelerate you, but also push you left or right, which allows you to turn your car so that you can brake and simultaneously avoid the pedestrian, deer, other car, whatever it is that you are hoping to avoid. So, Anti-lock brakes are important because it lets you keep control of your car. It helps you to brake more quickly, which can also help you save yourself in certain situations. And that is why it is such an important safety feature that they have installed it as a standard feature on, by now, probably like 95% of the cars, if not all of them, that are sold in this country. So enjoy your anti-lock brakes. Thank you.